So here we are for race 2, lining up on the grid behind the other Class D leader who won race 1. I think we're a little bit further back. I think the other Class D driver is directly to my right because I can't see him in the mirror. This time we got an absolutely incredible start. So that's 5 or 6 people overtaken at the before the first corner, and then coming up alongside the Class D leader, and I think I just send it round the outside, and I'm like sat here in my helmet going, what a start, basically. And then there ahead of me is Jamie Breacher in his Sylvia Phoenix, I think it is. So yeah, you come around turn 2, a little bit cold tyres there, a little bit sideways, and I'm like, uh-oh, is he going to come back up the inside of me here? But no, I think I left him a little bit of room. No, I didn't. No, close the door on him. And then we come down here, and the guys ahead of me, they're all Class A, B and C, so there's not much chance of me keeping up with them here. But then, good braking there, turn it in, and you can see the battle happening ahead of me, and I'm like, okay, cool, maybe I'll stick with them if they're all fighting, but unfortunately they're just that much quicker in Class B that you can't stick with them. Power to weight ratio difference is so much different. So yeah, still got cold tyres, as you can see from this one here. Yeah, not a lot happening here for the rest of this lap, I don't think, but we'll keep following it. Just keeping to my lines, keeping to braking points, hitting as many apexes as possible. We've got a Class A driver behind us, I believe. I think he had some problems, but there, through bomb hole, it's always a fun corner. Braking while turning makes it quite interesting there. Always brings the front end round a little bit more than you expect. So almost had a little snap of oversteer on corner entry, which is always enjoyable to play with. So then there goes a Mev in Class B, and then there's Class A there going past me. And then there's another Mev, and I'm like, oh. So after gaining 5 places off the line, I've lost 3 of them already. I'm like, okay, well they're not in my class, so I'm not technically racing them. So then we come down here into turn 2, and I think I can just about make out another Mev in my rearview mirror, possibly, but we'll see. So yeah, we're coming along here, and I guess we'll find out any second now if there was a Mev behind me, because they'll come screaming past me on the straight. There's Jamie, he had a bit of a spin. That was an interesting one for him. He got a bit of oversteer out of turn 3, went across to the inside onto the grass, spun around there, and then spun back across the track sideways. He carried on going, but unfortunately had a bit of a wheel wobble, so he decided to come in and retire the car from the race. So yeah, behind me you can see there's something. I think it's a Mev, but I'm not 100%. So we'll come along here, and if it comes screaming past when the turbo kicks in, then we know it is a Mev. Which it looks like that is exactly what's happening. Oh no, it's not a Mev. But it is another Class B driver. Yeah, now I think the guy behind me is the other Class D driver, so I think this is where the battle commences, basically. So I'm here trying to keep this slipstream here, which is always tricky through a corner. You kind of only want slipstream down the straights, but through the corners it disturbs the air, and then you've got no downforce. Not that my car creates much downforce, if any. It's more of a wedge, but I got a great exit there, and I'm thinking, oh, maybe I'll actually get past him here. So I've got the good slipstream all the way along here. But unfortunately he's just got the legs on me to be able to defend without having to defend, essentially. So I'm really pushing a bit harder now. Tyres are definitely warmed up. You can tell I'm pushing there, a little bit of oversteer in the middle of the corner. It's not really what you want. I'm thinking, oh, I've got him under braking there. If I was a bit closer I could have sent that. So here we come now, and I think this could be a second. No, we're alright. So now I'm just concentrating, going right, hit your marks, and then Sylv comes up the inside in her Mev. And you can see the great close battling here. So yeah, now I'm trying to stick to the rear of her car to try and keep the slipstream, because now I've got the Class D guy behind me again, so he's obviously in my slipstream. But yeah, that slipstream's now pretty much all gone, but he's still got it on me. I think he might pull out and go for it here. Nope. Not this time. So yeah, you can see how much it all closes up through the corners, but then once we get on the straights we're just down on power compared to the A's, B's and C's. Yeah, we get very sideways there. That's a little bit too much throttle. So now I'm checking my right hand side because he's trying to come up the right hand side of me. I had the inside line though, so he had to back out of it a little bit. There's not a lot of room to go around the outside there in very evenly matched cars. And he also hasn't got a limited slip differential, whereas I have. Yeah, I ran a little bit wide there. Really starting to push the car now. Sort of every corner you're sort of fighting the car to keep it with that slight amount of slip angle, but not too much. And there we go. He sent up the inside of me there. You can see that I can stick with him through the corners, and then I'm like, oh, should I go through the inside on bomb hole? But yeah, that's scary. So we had to let him through, and then you just sort of stick with him around this long right hander. And then sort of line him up here, get a good exit here. He's having to be really gentle on the throttle through corner exit. Whereas I can pretty much plant it most of the time. And then, right, there's the finish line, and I'm like, okay, so I need to get that a little bit better if I want to overtake him and get it for the end of the lap. So I get up the inside again here. And I think I've got a fairly good turn 2 here, not 100%. Nope, maybe not. Really not. So, see me shaking my head down, not happy with myself. But he's now got the inside line, so I leave him a little bit of room, but he decides better of it, basically. But that then compromises me all the way down here. He's back in the slipstream again now. And then I'm thinking to myself, right, let's just keep these points working nicely. Corner entry, corner exit, hit the apex, get the power down early. And apologies if you can hear the dogs in the background. They're having a whale of a time. So then we come for round 2 at the end of this straight, I think. So all of this time I'm like, okay, keep him behind me through the first half of the track. And then I've got no defence here basically, he's just got the slipstream, so through he goes. And I'm like, okay, cool, just stick with him and just time it for the end of the lap. He's gone off there, but he kept his foot in it. I thought, okay, I'll get past. Nope, I won't get past. Because I'm cutting that corner so much tighter to the inside for the corner entry. It's a lot trickier basically, so I'm having to slow down a lot more. But now I've got this sort of space here, I should be able to take the final corner at my racing speed. But I'm still too far behind him. So I didn't manage it before the start finish line that lap. And he managed to keep me behind him through turn 1. And now we have a pretty good battle down here into turn 2, I believe. He's squeezing me a little bit, which meant I had to go slower into turn 2, but he's left me room up the inside. So now I've got the slipstream. And then we come down into this hairpin here. Close right up. Take a wide entry to get the tight exit. He took a little bit too much speed there, so we come past on the outside. I might have got him anyway without his mistake, but yeah, his mistake just made that one very easy to get past him again. But now it's back to the same situation again. We come through here, back onto the back straight, and he's got the slipstream again. So you have to let off a little bit for that one. It's always exciting when they go off in front of you. You're not too sure which way they're going to come back onto the track, if they're going to come back onto the track. So you sort of lift off a little bit, work out what's happening, give them plenty of room, and make sure you're not going to have a big accident basically. I'm going to manage to keep him behind me here. I think that crash in front of us actually may have helped me keep the position essentially. There's me leading this group basically, so head of Class D for that lap. So now we come round here, and I think it's pretty much a repeat of not the previous lap, but the lap before that, where I've gotten through the first half of the lap, and then we get to that back straight again. You can see in my rearview mirror that he is right up my behind. So yeah, he's going to get an epic slipstream here now, all the way down the straight. Straight past me there, but he's got to take the tighter line into this one here, which means I can be a lot quicker through here and close up the gap. A little bit quick through bomb hole. And put my foot down nice and early. Stick in the slipstream. I'm ahead of him just in front of the finish line. And then I'm saying to myself in my helmet, right, this is it now, you've got to do exactly the same again, because I know it's getting towards the end of the race. So I'm like, let's just carbon copy that. I just looked down at my lap time, I think there, and seeing that that lap was, I can't remember what the lap time was now actually, but it was a lot quicker than anything else I'd done. I think it was like a 118 or maybe just a sub 118 maybe. And I was like, okay, cool, exactly the same again. Just hit your marks, keep him behind for the first half, let him through at the end of the straight, and then do that thing at the end. Take that a little bit wide, but cut the exit nicely. Let's get a good exit out here. Pretty poor exit there, so he is right up me now and coming alongside very early, which actually does give me a bit of an advantage then, because he's not got the slipstream, because he was so close behind me. So I let him through, knowing what I've got to do. All I have to do now is keep it tidy. He was a little bit messy there. I'm thinking let's go up the inside of bomb hole, but no. Again, I should have learnt, but it's just too tempting to not have a go. So then we're coming round here, and all you're thinking now is just go, right, get the exit to this corner perfect. And that's what I did. Right alongside, well, right behind him, in his slipstream, put alongside, keep the foot planted. And there's the checkered flag. What a race. And thank you to all the stewards and marshals as you go round. And then we come in and we had to be weighed at the end of this race. And you see me here, I instantly flick the helmet up, turn round, Once I've undone my belts, that is. And give the thumbs up for a great race.